No, you can't have any more cookies.
I think the problem with modern religion is that they're trying to combine the history of the humans on earth and with our spirituality, because in a way you have to look at these two things on a different level.
Okay, elaborate.
If you look at the history critically, the timeline doesn't make sense the way, at the moment you want to make it into a religion, then you have to discard a lot of history and not take it into account. The same with science and whatever. If you look at it differently and you look at just the history, it makes sense. It's there, it's written down, it's been in time zones and everything, there it is. So there's no nonsense about that. And if you look at spirituality, then you must look at spirituality in a way that makes it, how can I say, that makes it count, look at the most spiritual thing that the feeling that you have,
yeah,
that you have, you have to talk to somebody, that something inside you, that the honest spirituality that is there. Yes, it's here. I nearly lost it. Look at it. Boom. Clock it.
Oh, is that where we hit the skids before?
Yeah. I think this is.
Oh,
That's the idea. Oh, that's right. I think it's got a little bit more. No, it's not for that. Sorry.
It's kind of warm today.
Yeah, but if you look at spirituality, if you look at Buddhism,
yeah,
they were honestly trying to address the spirituality more than the historical influence of the gods on. Okay, they've got fucking thousands of gods and shit, but. Which is true, that's the history where they come from. But just their, how can I say? Well, let me not Hindu, Buddhism. Buddhism is trying. That's right. Sorry, I just fucked up there. Buddhism tries to address the spirituality in religion. Quite honestly, I think and the Hindu religion is trying the same as ours to put all the creation gods into a line that makes sense to everybody. So they've got all these gods that came in their weird and wonderful ways. So die waar ons afdraai. Yeah, man. Ja. Hy's nog agter toe. Ek wil nie by die huise ingaan nie, ek wil hier langs ingaan.
That's a fucking road.
But ours are, these are coming in like that, I think.
Oh. Oh, I see. I wouldn't necessarily call it a road. It's more like a... Yeah, track. This is the road.
So anyway, I don't know what you think, but I think that there is definitely a spiritual thing in humans.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we have such a religious tenor, and maybe also engineered in us, because it can be if you're going to go look at your conspiracy stories.
It's not even a conspiracy though. I mean, it's like
Yeah, I mean it's a control thing.
yeah. I mean, people, I think, have been conditioned to accept it and look for it and want it and think they need it
No, I
and all
don't think
that
you're conditioned. I think somebody put a gene in your.
to make it that way.
Yeah, that's why you have it.
Well, then we're conditioned genetically.
Genetically,
Yeah.
yeah. Not you can't. We're not. And then every day by our society,
Yeah.
it's hammered upon, and
Yeah.
by our culture and by our schooling and everything. So I think a lot of damage has been done because of that. But it's not all bad, you know. You can be negative and say, well, Christianity created the Dark Ages, which
Right.
is true. I mean, they killed every fucking scientist. Any free-thinking spirit
Yeah.
was destroyed, and nobody had the freedom to say or do or think anything except the church.
Yeah.
So it was total control, and it was held upon with brute force. I mean, the
Yeah.
Inquisition killed more people in the name of Christ than
Yeah.
anybody else. I mean, it's a murderous bunch of bastards. So, and they burned people and chopped their heads off and just fucking carried on like hell. All in the name of Christ, you know.
Yeah.
And the devil, which nobody actually knows who the fuck he is, but you know, the devil is everybody. That's why the devil is called the light, because anybody that saw the light and saw that there was more to it than anybody else, that was the devil, and he needed to be born, burned. So that's why he's called Lucifer. Lucifer means enlightened.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a lot. You have to be very careful about the way people have created these things for themselves. That's why the Illuminati or
Yeah.
the enlightened ones.
Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
And the problem with most people today is that they try to add too much of a bullshit value to all of this.
Yeah.
Let's say the Freemasons and the fucking Illuminati and everybody else, but also things that, you know, secret societies and nonsense. Although Masonry, as we know it today, or the Knights Templars, were instrumental in bringing the Dark Ages to an end.
Right.
They have a system of saving and keeping the knowledge of humanity, and that they've done throughout all these ages, thousands and thousands of years, quite successfully. At the moment, we have so much freedom in the way that we've never had it before, so they're actually quite redundant. There's no real work for them. But it may be that in future things can change for the worse, and it can happen again. So, you see, people, it's a simplistic job that they have.
Right.
That's why they looked after guys like, it's a groot hyena. Yee. Ja. Sing ek wel op biele.
So this morning the hyenas answered the call, but they never came closer. Why is that?
No, they were on their way there.
Oh. Then it got light. That was the end of it.
So, but I think that's, you know, that's the reason for masonry. It gives structure to society, and it's a positive force in giving people individual freedom.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because it believes in the equality of man, all men,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
which is a good thing, which makes status and class not important, and a lot of good just come from it. But anyway, it's also portrayed very negatively.
Yeah. Well, plus, I mean, like, mainstream media in the United States, I mean, and I'm sure elsewhere, has painted a picture of the Illuminati or, you know, the Masons as, like, the Bohemian Grove, the secret society, and Skull and Bones, and they go out and they do human sacrifice there. Alex Jones was big in, like, uncovering that, supposedly, but it's like they get so one-tracked about it, you know, do you know who Alex Jones is?
No. You have to get into it because it has to be sensationalism. It must almost be like a fucked up form of journalism, you know?
Yeah.
So I've read a bunch of his books, but not all of them are actually very non-relevant. Nothing that he ever says on any of the facts that he has is actually pertinent to anything. So
yeah,
it's a very dull read.
But it's funny how bandwagon so many people get.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's really like, it's ridiculous. It's like with the whole Cecil thing. I mean, everybody jumped on that media bandwagon. And no one had the facts.
Yeah.
And everyone's thinking, oh, it's so bad to kill a lion. What about the fucking man-eaters of Saba? What about the lion lion killed X number of people? You know, it's just. The masses are asses, right? I mean, really, it's just that's what it is.
I always, people are very arrogant.
Yeah.
Because they don't really realize how ignorant they are. So it takes a long time in life to figure out that fuck, I actually don't know really much, and I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't assume too much.
Right.
Most people don't even get to that point. You know, they just they know, they saw, they think. And this is my opinion.
I mean,
and that's what I always call. And this you can remember: the arrogance of ignorance of what destroys us as people. Nothing else. Because we go off on a tangent with no information, and we will burn a witch.
Yeah.
With no facts, and we'll fucking hang a guy, you know, fuck a scientist up. And you know what? Fuck. The oak's different. He thinks different than you. Yes. But if you sat down and looked at how you think, and what you think about every day, no, not really. You know, so that's why mainstream religion also had to be repackaged by the Roman Empire, so that it was kind of fucking easy for everybody to get hold of and incorporate everybody in this deal. And that's where the not honestly or dishonestly, that's where the story got distorted. The history of the story got distorted, I think.
Yeah. I think
not said in, you know, if you break it up and you think about it, the Romans had this military might. They ruled the world.
Yeah.
But they did not have the minds of